Denise Welsh. Brenda Edwards. And Katie Piper.
Hello and welcome to your first Loose Women of the Week. Coming up on today's jam-packed show, he's been dubbed the Binfluencer. As one dad's hobby of photographing and rating local bins goes viral, do you judge someone by the state of their bin? And from Bonnie Bins to Bonnie Babies, it was a staple of the local paper, but now Bonnie Baby contests have moved online. So are they cute or a bit outdated? And Joe Wicks joins us at 1:15. Yes, he'll be talking fitness, food rules and how fatherhood is his biggest challenge. Now, starting off with this. They've only been married for a year, but radio presenter and former Strictly contestant Jamie Lang says he and wife Sophie have marriage counselling twice a month. Jamie said, I said to Sophie, look, 40 or 50% of marriages end in divorce. I think it would be really good to do. And he says it's been really good. So would you go one step further and gift someone marriage counselling for their wedding? Oh!
Only if you were looking to get out of it, I would imagine.
Katie.
Well, so I like Jamie's approach because I think it's prevention, not cure. Because I think normally you'd go to couples counselling when either one of you's cheated or one of you wants to end the marriage for whatever reason, and it's that final kind of plaster to see if you can make it work. And I think he's sort of saying, actually, communication is the most important thing. So let's not get to that point and let's never stop communicating. And this is a way to do it.
I agree. And I am a huge fan of counselling, either individually or in couples. I wonder, for me, obviously I'm several more... Well, I don't know how long have they been together before getting married?
5 years or so.
Yeah,
4 or 5
only
years.
married a year, I think.
I just think that if everything was all right in my marriage, which it is now, touch wood, wherever it is, and my husband came to me and said, I think that we should do prevention, not cure, and have marriage counselling, there would just be a big red flag waving, I think. Also, I would be worried about going when there isn't a problem, in case, a bit like false memory syndrome, that they're asking you all these questions and you think, hang on a minute, I didn't know that you felt that, and then it causes a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm not criticising it, I think each to their own. But while everything's fine, I think I'd just rather not have a third party intervene.
Well, that could happen. Like, for me, what if the therapist made Richie realise what a nightmare I actually am and talked him out of the marriage? Would I get exposed? You know?
The thing is, I've been to counselling. I'm like you, Dan. I believe in it 100%. And like I say, if you hit a stalemate in your marriage where you're not communicating, I think it's an amazing thing to do. However, if on my wedding day one of my guests gave me a voucher for counselling, they would be shown the door. Because I think it was them saying, you know, this isn't going to work, so I'll buy you this now. You know what I mean? Or what do they know that I don't know? So I think it's an awful wedding present, but I think counselling's great.
Yeah. Maybe it'll have a 7-year expiration date on the voucher or something.
Nice.
Would you buy it for someone there?
I wouldn't myself personally, but there are, I guess, if you have a friend and that friend has confided in you to say, oh, maybe I'm a bit in two minds when they're walking down the aisle getting ready to go to that, then maybe I would just slip it in their pocket, maybe.
Yeah. I think if you give it to me and it was one session, I'd be like, that's nice. But if it was unlimited sessions for the next decade...
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I said, it's one voucher and you can use it within a period of years or something.
It is funny, though, in this country that we kind of have a negative view of counselling.
And we shouldn't.
And we absolutely shouldn't.
We've got Joe Wicks coming on. You know, we all know how much we should look after our physical health. And in America, you're considered mad if you don't have counselling. Yeah. Whereas here, there is still a stigma around it. And we should look after our mental health as much. Yeah. So I do absolutely agree with it. Yeah, I think you credit it for where you are now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I do credit it for where I am now.
I think the whole thing with as you've said, it's all about the communication and, you know, as long as you're both open with each other as to why you're going for that counselling, then I think that's what's important. I think with him, he was saying, you know, the physical side has kind of dropped off a bit and he's taken a little step back. So that can help because some people can find it hard to talk about the physical side of the... Or not.
Right. Moving on. Staying on the theme of weddings. Oh, listen to this. A bakery owner has appealed for help tracking down her missing wedding ring, which she thinks she may have accidentally lost in cookie dough while working in the shop. But would you tell your partner if you lost your wedding ring? Denise?
Well, I don't think... I sat with no wedding ring on this show for weeks when I was doing the play recently. Nobody commented. Lincoln didn't even notice at all.
Oh, no, we've all been talking about it.
Yeah. No, I lost... When Lincoln first proposed to me, he gave me... What is it called, Brenda? The Tiffany time ring.
Yeah.
Which has got, like, the sort of
How many
Roman
ways do I
numerals
love
on.
you?
It's like a thick band, and it's gorgeous, but I'd always wanted a solitaire. So I did say yes, but with a sort of a... like that. And I wanted a solitaire. So I went to the jeweller who I know and said, could I borrow a solitaire and subtly introduce it to my husband in London? Anyway, we went to the pictures. When we got back to his flat, this Louis was with us. He was only about 9 or 10. And I'd lost the ring.
Oh, no.
The ring that you borrowed. We went back to the cinema. The lovely cleaners were in there. They looked everywhere. Completely gone. So not only did we have to pay to replace that, I still made him get me another one.
The thing is, I am rubbish. I'm always losing like earrings and things like that. I never buy expensive, especially earrings, because I just lose them all the time.
I never understand why people have expensive sunglasses because they're just made of plastic and I always sit on them, lose them, scratch them.
If you get the designer ones, you'll always lose them in the first week. The ones that you get from the front of the shops in Benidorm, you'll have forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, precious things, I'm not... I kind of keep them, you know, nice and safe. My precious thing, I think, that I would say I lose the most is my mobile phone. And it always seems to be I lose it when I've got it on silent, so I can never find it again. And that really sort of... Where is it? I can't... And people say, well, where did you have it last? Well, if I remember that, then I would know where it is. But
yeah, they do. Where did you have it last? That's
where it would annoys me. Or they go, I'll ring it, and I go, it's on silent.
It's on silent. It's not going to work.
I've lost sentimental jewellery. So my grandma passed... I was quite young. It was 87, so I must have only been about 4 or 5. And she left 2 rings, one for my sister, one for me. And I'm the middle child, right? So my sister's younger. And my mum was like, you're too irresponsible. I'm not going to let you have the rings. You've got to wait till you're 21. And then I found out on the grapevine my sister had got hers age 16. And I was like, well, she's younger. Surely I can have mine. My mum was like, no, you're too chaotic. So I managed to eke it out of her. I got the ring. I lost it straight away. Yeah. But it was one of those things where I'm sure I've lost it in the house. And I was panicking, couldn't find it. So I need to get a replica of this ring. Couldn't find one anywhere. Then went to a jeweller's to try and get a quote, and it was too expensive to get it made. Then when I went to move out, I was living in a rented room, and, you know, you have to put all the furniture back how you found it. Moved the chest of drawers across, and there was the ring behind the chest of drawers, but all crumpled up. So I went and got it all bent out, and actually she's finding out today about it. She doesn't know this story. But, you know, it's a happy ending. I've now matured. I'm 40, which means I finally bought a jewellery box, and that's where I keep it, so it's all fine.
Yeah, but we'd lose the jewellery box.
We'd lose the jewellery box. With the phone and everything else. Yeah. I'm rubbish. Anyway, moving on. Still to come. Do you judge someone by the state of their bin? And we've got an absolute superstar with us after the break. No. It's not Jesus Christ. But no, it's not. Sorry, it's the man who wrote this song alongside many other iconic musical numbers. So Tim Rice will be telling us about a possible reunion with songwriting partner Andrew Lloyd Webber and what he really thinks about pop music today. We shall see you soon. Some Bunny Baby contestants have moved online. But are they outrageously cute or a bit outdated? And Joe Wicks joins us at 1:15. He'll be talking about how wife Rosie is doing as they expect baby number 4. And why he wants at least another 2 children after that. Obviously thinking of starting a band, Joe, and I can help you with that, love. But competition time now, and the countdown is on. Lines are closing this Friday at 3 p.m. for our Super Spring Prize package worth £80,000. Oh, yes. Josie Gibson's in Somerset. What are you up to, Josie?
Hello, ladies. I'm at the Railway Inn in Somerset, otherwise known as the Thatcher's Pub, and I'm with none other than Eleanor Thatcher. Now, Eleanor, you are a family-run business. What generation are you then?
I am the 5th generation.
You're the 5th generation. How lovely is that? That is so gorgeous. And what have we got here?
So this is our Thatcher's Katie, which is made from just the Katie apple.
Ooh.
And it's made from 100% British apples.
Oh, that is lovely, crisp, refreshing, lovely. And before I have too many of them, I better tell you about the competition. It all kicks off with £72,000 in tax-free cash. It could all be yours to spend on whatever you like. And if that wasn't enough, we're also going to throw in a tech bundle worth £8,000, and it includes so many products. We've got Sharp products from Hoovers to styling, an LG Smart TV, which is a 55-incher, iPad, iPhone, MacBook, Ninja products, air fryer, blender, ice cream maker, an outdoor oven, and even £1,000 of John Lewis vouchers. That's a combined price total of £80,000. And you could get your hands on all this, but you need to pick up the phone because lines close this Friday. So here's all the details. The very best of luck.
For another chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY12 PO Box 7 558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday at 3 p.m. Good luck!
Oh, thanks, Josie. Well, today's guest is an award-winning songwriter behind some of your musical and movie favourites. But don't take my word for it. Listen to this. Sir Tim Rice is a West End wonder. Alongside his writing partner Andrew Lloyd Webber, he's the man behind iconic musicals such as Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and Evita. He also wrote Chess with Benny and Bjorn from ABBA. In the 90s, he hit Hollywood, winning an Oscar for his work on Aladdin. Before winning again 2 years later with Sir Elton John for The Lion King. Today, he joins us to look back on his illustrious career. And we are so thrilled to have him. Please welcome Sir Tim Rice. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here. I'm thrilled.
And I mean, just looking back on that tiny snippet on there of the stuff you've achieved and how long you've been here, and now you're going to be taking this on the road to discuss your life and tell everyone about it.
Yes, it's a strange show.
That's a good start.
I chat. You'll be glad to hear I don't sing, but I tell stories about the songs. We have wonderful West End singers and a great little band, and I go through aspects of my career with all the songs, roughly chronological order, starting with Joseph and going through to more recent stuff. And people like to hear how some of the songs were created.
Yeah.
Some of them began as in a totally different life, different lyrics, maybe different show. Some of them we thought were going to be mega hits and died the death. Some we thought were going to be terrible and with huge hits. But I would think people who come to the show, assuming they're coming partly because they're interested in musical theatre, would probably know at least 15 of the songs. And we do about 20 songs. And I've got 4 great singers who are all West End stars, including Maddalena Alberto, who played Evita in the West End quite recently, brilliantly. And the Duncan War Band, run by a guy called Duncan Ward.
I know Duncan. I know Duncan,
And Duncan's great. He's also a very good cricketer. He's a very good fast bowler, and that's really why he's doing it, because I want him in my cricket team in the summer. So that's how we got the gig.
I have to thank you because you've given me some of the best moments in my childhood. You know, just hearing that montage made me feel really nostalgic about some really good memories. And I was really quite heartened to read that even somebody as accomplished and successful as you can work on things for so long that you can worry they're not good enough. And that is not something I would expect from somebody like you.
Well, I think you do worry a bit. Sometimes when things work, I mean, it's often best just to leave them be.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's always a chance to do new things, especially if a show is turned into a film. I mean, with Evito, and it was finally turned into a film starring, what's her name? Madonna.
And Jimmy Nail.
Jimmy, what a nice guy he was. You know, I had only met him fairly briefly, but I was very impressed with him. I had his records. I loved his #1 hit and everything. I'm not here to plug Jimmy Nail particularly, but he was a lovely guy. And we wrote a new song for the movie of Evita for Madonna. And we always say, because people may not know this, and it's one of the things I waffle about in the show, that if you want an Oscar, which most people in our business would quite like one, you can only get it with a song in a film, and it's got to be a song that's been heard nowhere else.
Oh, I didn't
So
realise
I couldn't.
that.
So Don't Cry for Me, Argentina could not even be nominated for an Oscar because it's been around for a long time. So we wrote a new song, making out that it was to improve the character of Eva Perón, although we'd secretly hoping it might have a chance for an Oscar. And by mistake, we wrote rather a good song.
Yeah.
And it did improve the character of Eva Perón, and it helped the film. And we've since then put it into all the stage shows.
Oh, brilliant.
So that was a bit of good fortune. And it won the Oscar.
Oh, it did? Oh, that's a great ending.
And of course, then it wasn't just that Oscar, was it? Then you won the Oscar with Sir Elton, who you very much wanted.
For the Lion King.
For the Lion King.
Yes, I always think the best thing I ever did for Disney was recommending Elton John for the music of the Lion King, because I was hanging around Disney for years hoping for a gig. They were going to do the Evita movie originally and didn't do it in the first instance. But we were out there in Los Angeles meeting the Disney heavies, trying to say, please do this movie, which they didn't at the time. And then I was lucky enough to say to somebody, I wouldn't mind having a go at 1 or 2 animated films, because I grew up on them, as I'm sure 1 or 2 people here did. All those wonderful Disney films of my childhood. I'm going way back here, you know, Bambi, Dumbo, Sleeping Beauty, Alice in Wonderland.
Some of the best.
Peter Pan, I love them all.
Yeah.
And I love them to this day. And I was invited eventually to work on something which was then called King of the Jungle. And it was about, all they had really was a vague plot about an uncle, a wicked Uncle Lion, who killed his nephew because he wanted killed the king because he wanted to become king, and then tried to kill the nephew as well, his nephew. And that eventually, of course, became the Lion King. But I was working on it with about the same number of people we got here, and a couple of bits of paper. And at one point they said, well, if you're doing the words, who would you like to do the music? And I said, well, Elton John.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a huge fan of his, and I had done one song with him before. And then I said, but you won't get him. You won't get him. And they said, we'll get him. Elton John then rang me up 2 or 3 days later and said, I'm so thrilled to be recommended by you for King of the Jungle, as it was then called, but I can't do it. I'm terribly sorry. And he was so nice about it. And I thought, well, I was right. They didn't get him. And then about 2 days later, his manager rang up and said, when do we start? And I thought, you mean Elton's going to do it? He said, yes. And I said, he's got a better deal than me.
Yeah. I was going to say, what changed?
And it was just wonderful working with him, because he's very quick. And the interesting thing is, unlike the other composers I've worked with over the years, and I've been very lucky with Bjorn and Benny, Alan Menken, and of course Andrew, but he likes the words first.
Right, OK.
Which for me was a new...
Oh, I was going to ask you which way it worked.
Sorry. You can ask me now if you want.
No, you can't.
Which way does it go?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that, Denise.
Do you know what, Tim?
Normally
We would
but it
like
is the
to.
word.
We need to have you on for a whole hour
Sorry, I'm
special,
waffling
because
too
we
much.
know we just never have enough time. And
Come to the show.
Definitely come to the show.
We
It's on
will.
April the 18th. It starts, doesn't it?
Yes, Leicester.
Just say yes. Mr. Tim Rice, everyone. to come, Joe Wicks is popping by for a chat at 1:15, and after the break, this summer's latest it dress has been revealed and is a nightie. Find out which of us thinks your life is over once you succumb to a night dress. And one dad's bin rating hobby has gone viral, but do you judge someone by the state of their bin? We shall see you after this. On Wednesday, in the latest instalment of Life Before Loose, we're dusting off the archives to look back at the life and times of our beloved Christine. From her roots in Northern Ireland and early days behind the camera to Strictly Success and chat show stardom, we'll be hearing never-heard-before stories from Christine's life. Wednesday, 12:30 on Loose Women. Welcome back to your Monday Loose Women Live. Joining you for a good natter this lunchtime, it's Brenda Edwards, Katie Piper, Denise Welch and me, Coleen. Still to come, once the staple of local papers and local fates, Bonnie baby contests have moved online. But are they a bit of fun or a bit outdated? This summer's it dress has been revealed, a red nightie from the high street. Apparently, even though it's meant for bed, fashion experts are predicting people will be wearing it out and about. Well, it's actually unlike any nightie I've ever seen.
It's very glam.
So, Katie, you a fan of a nightie?
Well, I don't. My kids wear a nightie. You know, they're 10 and 6. That's so I can get them up in the night and sort them out easy. I just feel like, as a woman, as an adult, when you start wearing a nightie, your life's over. You know? I just feel like it means a certain chapter is now closed. I mean, the only time I've worn a nightie is in hospital, so I suppose it doesn't signify anything other than, like, retreating and respite for me.
Right.
But sometimes I do feel a bit sorry for Richie, though, because you know, we've been together 13 years now, and I do notice I've become a bit slovenly, where I wear, like, a Christmas pyjama in March, and I do feel sorry for him.
So you think that not wearing a nightie is not caring, but wearing Christmas pyjamas all year is a real turn-on for poor Rich?
No, but it's the fabric. My Christmas pyjamas are really good thread count. They're really comfy, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's over for me anyway.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing better. You'll agree with this. Well, Denise will. Don't know about you, actually. You know, when you get home, there's nothing better than getting your comfies on, which is your pyjamas.
We're pyjama files, apparently. There's a name for it.
But I don't wear anything in bed. I don't.
Oh, so you're...
I don't wear nighties.
No.
Oh, I know, but it's nothing to do with that. It's because of hot flushes and menopause. I'm too hot. I don't even wear the duvet in bed. You know?
Do you own a nightie, though?
I don't own a nightie. I own loads of mismatched pyjamas, but I don't own a nightie.
I don't see what's wrong with a nightie. My Auntie Pam, she bought me a nightie and a nice dressing gown to go with it, and it was lovely. It had some lace up the top, and I said, well, oh, this is very... And she's like, this will spice up your life, spice up your life. So, you know, it was quite a nice, sexy one. It was sexier than that. I didn't see that as a nightie at all. That's more like a dress.
Is she advertising it as a nightie there, though? Because I just...
I don't know, it's
neck
great.
And she
I just feel a bit claustrophobic in all of that. That's just...
But I mean, I can't see if you were going to wear
reason.
something sexy as a nightie,
Yeah.
it would be more that
like
sort
a baby
of
doll
baby
nightie
dolly
or something.
sort of thing. I mean, I wear the worst pyjamas, and
Do you?
oh my God,
you'd be super glam.
No, are you kidding? No, I'm not. I'm not. I like to go in and I can't concentrate on anything, and just go and put me pyjamas on. But you know, a nightie sometimes the old, you know, pull me nightie down when you're finished type of thing. But, I say something and in our ear going, OK, moving on.
I was just thinking we best move on. One dad has gone viral for his unusual hobby or photographing and rating bins in his local area. So, do you judge someone by the state of the bin in their house? Now, Brenda, you have got a serious bin system, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I don't judge anybody by I don't even go looking for someone's bins. That's a bit,
I judge someone by that hobby.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got bins in every room of the house, but in the kitchen especially, I have an automatic bin because I have a thing about touching the bin lid, whether it's clean or dirty. I just don't
wave at your bin.
So I just walk past it and it opens. But you know, and then my system is I've got my black bags that I put in there, and then underneath the black bags are the fresh black bags. So when you take one out, they're there already, and then you put it. Don't look at me like that. You're looking at me.
I don't get that.
So you've got your bin, and then underneath the black bag, you keep the roll of the new ones because
attached.
Yeah, so
like
because whenever you take the bin out, you've got to then run back to the kitchen to get the bin liner.
And then you can't find the end.
Yeah, so you keep it.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't keep it attached. They're just underneath. They're just laid out underneath. And so when I take out that bin, my bags are still there, so I can take the new one and. It just
so
there's that.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't have to worry about necessarily cleaning it because you know the hole is so big. If you've got a mess, people, stop that. As in, you shouldn't be able to miss it. The hole is that big. Oh gosh. I don't know, but no.
Topic, Brenda.
But with my, you know, but I don't put food in the bin, obviously. But I've had to start putting something on top of my automatic bin because Smokey, my main coon, she's got so big now she can just step up and it opens, and she loves that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, that cat.
Anyway, what about you with your bins?
I've never really been discussed bins at this length before. They're not something that play a big part in my life. What I do know is that unlike Brenda, I can't bear those electronic things that you've got all your stuff and you're waving like I just want to put it in. But where my bin is, it's actually there isn't a bin. We just have a bin bag attached to the door of the cupboard because.
I like that hanging on the handle.
Just hanging on the handle because there's not enough space for.
But it's plastic. The more you put in, the more the bag will just tear.
No,
right?
it doesn't. No, I make sure I get a garden sack. And then it just goes straight out. But I don't understand this particular man's obsession with bin world.
I like bin influencers, so I love
influencers.
No, I do. I like watching Mrs. Hinch get out the jet wash and they put their bins on the driveway and they jet wash it
That's
down.
not an influence. That's just a standard.
Well, I just find that relaxing.
Not.
But I've got a bin relaxing. I've got a bin confession.
You've got to jet wash out. No, you do have to jet wash out big weedy bins every once in a while because sometimes the bag could open up.
In my life, I jet wash my bin.
Well, I was just going to say, I confess to never ever having cleaned my bins ever because I would be unclear on what cloth to use because I use the cloth to clean the worktop.
You jet wash it and then you turn it upside down on the ground and then
No, but I'm not getting into jet washing. Like, how would I clean it in the house?
Well, all I'm saying, if you come to my house, you'll need a tetanus to go anywhere near my bins. Anyway, moving on again. I'm not going into bin wars. Once the staple of local papers and local fates, Bonnie baby contests are alive and well. But nowadays, most of them have moved online. Says Brenda. So are they still a bit of harmless fun? Or are they a bit outdated now? Denise, what do you think?
Bonnie babies.
Bonnie babies. Not in a bin.
No,
Online.
I remember very fondly the newspaper Bonnie Baby competitions, and we're all proud of our Bonnie babies. I've got a grandson now, and I bore everybody with showing, because obviously he is the most beautiful child in the world, and I won't hear otherwise. But I think that we would all agree that no matter how gorgeous and beautiful our baby is, or not, as in, there are some babies who aren't, and your friend shows you the new baby, and you just have to go, a baby, because he looks 95. But the problem is, as I said, I think we'll all agree that with the unkindness of the internet,
it's different now, isn't it?
It would be very different. It depends if you could put up with horrible people saying horrible things about your baby. That's what would spoil it. I have no problem with a Bonnie baby competition,
I think the title suggests as well, Bonnie is like smiley and joyful, isn't it? It isn't even sort of appearance-based. It's just like, are they a happy, lovely Bonnie baby?
Yeah.
I think they're really harmless, and I think it's a really nice way for proud grandparents or parents to showcase their most proud achievement. But I think you're right, taking it into the online space opens it up for critique, whereas if, when I was younger, it was like you cut the coupon out of the paper and you just vote for the baby that you like. But I suppose it could be really awful as a parent to see people write.
Well, as a parent, and also it's something that will always be there. So if that baby gets older, it'll see, horrible things said about it when it was a baby or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, some of my family, they don't take time in saying, look at that, baby, you know, for me, myself. I mean, you know, I've been accused of having a big forehead and, you know...
No, when you were a baby?
Yeah.
Really?
But you just have to,
Well, let's have a look. We've got pictures of all of us as babies.
I haven't any...
Look at you!
Oh, my God, you're so funny.
I love the traditional bonnet.
With the bonnet.
Yeah.
I had the bonnet and I had lots to pinch as well.
That is gorgeous.
You're
Still got the
cute.
teeth.
Let's have a look at Katie.
Oh, where's my... Oh, gosh.
Where's Katie?
I used to always enter the Carnival Princess in my local village, but I never won. Still got the same smile.
Look at those
I would never have guessed that was you.
No,
I mean, I've moved on a lot since then. So, yeah. Still quite a good dresser, though, don't you?
And you still got the nightie.
What about
Still got
Denise?
the
Nasty
Nasty dresser.
Yeah.
Denise is saying, doesn't it?
I'd had a hard day, love. Yeah.
You look a bit
Tired and tired, yeah.
Still got that face of,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Let's have a look,
And then
Cole.
me, I think, I don't know if mine's really baby.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you're all dressed up. That's very Bonnie, isn't it? In the
Still
skirt
covered in
and the
ice
card.
cream.
Are you sticking your tongue out
It
there?
looks like
No,
it.
I'm eating ice cream
Oh,
and
I
it's
see.
all over my face.
Yeah.
And it's never, ever left me. I'm still obsessed.
But it's a nice way to share baby pictures, isn't it? I like looking at other people's kids' pictures. I think it's quite sweet.
Oh, I think back in the day, like you said, when you saw it in magazines or newspapers,
yeah.
I used to love it.
Yeah.
But I do have like you've said, I do have a worry about it nowadays because it's opening it up.
It would be.
people are
It would be.
unkind.
Some people are just there to be trolls.
Yeah, whatever.
At the end of the day, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and those parents are proud.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we're all proud, and,
Yeah.
and it's just something nice to be able to
You
say.
are proud, but you've got to be honest. I mean, you know, Shane Jr. when he was born, honestly. The woman when he got beautiful baby boy, I went, well, he's a baby boy. I don't know if he's beautiful. Honestly, he had jet black hair and he looked like one of those, like, spider monkey things. Because he was really skinny.
Only you can say that.
Well,
No. I was quite happy for people to go, oh, nice pram. Anyway, he's probably terrified of coming on next, but Joe Wicks is with us after the break. He'll be talking about how he copes with toddler tantrums and why he decided to homeschool his daughter. We'll see you after this. Welcome back. Right, you might have noticed I'm all by myself. I know. Well, that's because the ladies have headed backstage to limber up with Joe Wicks. There they are. Any excuse to get next to Joe.
There we go. Oh, a few clicks.
Oh.
There we go.
He'll never get out there alive. Anyway, I do need you all back here if you can hurry up. And Joe and the others will be here in just a minute. But first, it's competition time again, and it's the final week to enter our spring prize draw worth £80,000. Yes, Josie's got all the details. Hi, Josie.
Hi, Coleen. Welcome to Myrtle Farm in Somerset, where I'm exploring 500 acres of Thatcher's orchard. It is absolutely stunning here. And did you know they do over 458 types of different apple? And if I could put that smell of that blossom down the TV, I would. It smells absolutely gorgeous. We're better placed to bring you our spring competition, which all kicks off with this. £72,000 in tax-free cash could be yours to spend on whatever you like. But we're not stopping there. We're also going to throw in a tech bundle worth £8,000. There are so many products in this. We've got Shark products from Hoovers to styling, an LG smart TV, a 55-incher, iPad, iPhones, MacBook, Ninja products, air fryers, blender, ice cream maker, outdoor oven, and even £1,000 worth of John Lewis vouchers, yours to spend in store whatever you like. So that's a combined prize total of £80,000. It could all be yours, but you need to pick up the phone because lines are closing on Friday. Here's all the details. Good luck.
For another chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY12 PO Box 7 558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday at 3 p.m. Good luck.
remember that's a combined prize total of £80,000. And with all of our competitions, there is always a guaranteed winner. And that winner really could be you. So I hope you picked up the phone today. Good luck. I've got to smell that again.
Oh, she's so lovely, isn't she? Now, our final guest is all about encouraging you to get off the sofa. Yes, I can see you all sat there. But don't move yet, because we've got a lot to talk to him about first. Please welcome Joe Wicks.
Woo!
Yeah, pleasure. Always a pleasure, Joe, to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I think I've been on it every time you've been on. People are going to start
couple of
talking.
times.
I
you
asked
for being so
it
kind.
in my contract. So, you know, Joe, as we know, you got us all through COVID and the pandemic, and you encourage people all the time to get fit. And now you've come back and you're saying it's literally 10 minutes of movement that can help so much.
Yeah,
with
it's nice to see that old video in our old living room, but brings back good memories, that, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's just people nowadays are so stressed, and people are finding it so difficult to take care of themselves with work, with social media, with the pressure of, you know, raising kids and all the commitments that come with that. Like, they're not finding time for themselves, and so I just try and preach this, you know, 10 minutes a day kind of mentality, like small daily wins.
Because do you think people think getting fit is going to a gym, or it's going to take an hour of their day out, and it means putting on leggings and leotards?
I think there's this misconception that you need, like, a personal trainer or a gym and loads of equipment, but ultimately, you know, doing a little bit every day, it's not just about the body, like, you know, it's about the mind, isn't it? I think sometimes it's just finding that little bit of time for yourself to boost your mood, to release some stress from your body. You know, being a parent or being someone that's working or running a business, or, you know, you've got a lot of pressure, it's almost like you need it in your life to get through that. And so
it's achievable, 10 minutes, because sometimes you can read all these things or join apps and it can be overwhelming. And I think when I hear you say, well, actually, just 10 minutes a day is really valid, I think, well, that could be me, instead of taking the car to the post office, like a walk, or if I had a Zoom meeting, I'd put my headphones in and just walk round having that meeting, and then I feel like I love tick the box.
Well, we trained together years ago in Richmond, didn't we?
Yeah, do you remember
And I know
that?
you train hard, like, you love your exercise, but it's so important to, like, you know, to find that time, and it could be anything. I just say all movement is medicine, and it's about changing how you feel. It's not about losing weight in inches. You know, that's a nice byproduct of being fitter and healthier. But, you know, the 10-minute mentality, you might do 10 minutes because, you know, I feel good now, I feel a bit energised, I want to try and do a bit more. And so it kind of leads into other things, helps you with your sleep, helps you, like, make, I think, better food choices. And so we just have to start taking care of ourselves more. Yeah. We're not sleeping enough, we're addicted to our devices, we're not cooking enough. Like, it's these basic things, we're not talking enough. And so I try and promote that across every channel, from Instagram to my books and everything.
Yeah, that's such an important message.
Thank you.
I think sometimes as well, I'm not the greatest cook in the world, but I could do better. But I think sometimes as well, sometimes the things that are being promoted are fine if you are at home and you are there to prepare breakfast and lunch and dinner. But obviously some people's lives don't. So as you say, it's about making the best choices wherever you are. There is also a lot of confusion for me, because you have so many influencers now who, some people are saying have a carnivore diet, some people are saying have a vegetarian diet. It's hard to wade through. People like, what do you think of people like Eddie Abu, who is I don't know if you know this guy, but he's a really straightforward influencer.
He loves
he's
an
very
egg.
vocal, he loves an egg. You know, he's saying eat 12 eggs a day. Some people are saying eat no eggs a day. How do you get through it all?
Yeah, I do follow him, and I think it's amazing, like, his growth on social media. And I think ultimately he's a good guy with good intentions, and he, like me, wants to get people to wake up and eat real food, because ultimately, you know, I don't think it's the parents that are responsible. I think sometimes it's like the food corporations, it's government, it's marketing, it's so many factors involved in the food environment that make us think that this is what we should feed our kids, this is healthy, this is what we should eat, right? But ultimately, it's about going back to basics, stripping it all back, and for all these words, ultra-processed food, all these, it's like, actually just cook more food, and that comes down to, like, you know, real foods, real ingredients, and it's hard because convenience will always win. Price and convenience will always win.
Yeah.
The thing about, you know, Eddie's stuff is it demonises so many foods that it makes it really unrealistic for most people to kind of really follow that. Sometimes it's a bit too restrictive. You've got to have a bit of balance. And I love my chocolate and ice cream. I'm not going to give that up.
You like your gin and tonic.
Yeah.
So,
and so I think
balanced.
it comes with good intentions, but you've got to allow flexibility. You know, some people can't afford really delicious, healthy food every single day, but it's about giving people options and you know, not everyone's going to have 6 eggs, 12.
I mean,
We
it
hope
must
not.
be. Speaking of some people have families to feed and all of that, must be very expensive in your house because your family's just growing and growing.
We're like gremlins, yeah, we
You're on-
multiply. They get wet and then there's another one next month.
You're on to the 4th now.
Yeah,
isn't it?
there they are there. Look. Yeah, so
Oh, look, that's gorgeous.
people always think we're mad having so many kids, but I was just speaking to someone downstairs and she's one of 7, so I always think
I'm
like
one of 8.
Yeah.
One of 8,
Yeah,
really, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I just like the chaos, and I've always loved being a parent and also teaching them. Like I get a lot of joy and satisfaction from seeing them learn, whether it's a musical instrument or a language. I just love it. You know,
Have you
it's
got a
stressful.
number on it then of where you'd like to go to with kids?
Well, we've always said like 5 or 6 would be a dream.
Oh, wow,
But it's not
okay.
just me. Like Rosie's the same. Like she loves it. Some people just love being pregnant. She loves being pregnant, and so it's like it's just really nice for her.
And what made your decision to homeschool your eldest?
Yeah, so Indy, all my kids have gone to nursery. Like my little boy goes to nursery. Indy went to school for a year, and she loved it, you know, and she enjoyed it. But we really just want to spend more time with her, and we want to be able to travel, and, you know, I just love homeschooling. So we're giving it a go for a year or 2, see how it goes. I'm not saying it's forever, but, you know, it has its stressful moments, because obviously with a little baby, it can be quite challenging. But, again, I think Rosie always said if she wasn't, you know, modelling back in the day, she wanted to be a school teacher, and myself wanted to be a PE teacher. So we're kind of like
Perfect
doing what we love to do,
Yeah.
but it is hard. It's not easy. I don't think you could do it on your own. It's quite challenging.
I like the way on Instagram I always see you get the kids so involved with cooking and recipes, and they, you know, you're all eating the same foods together, and it becomes like a really joyful social thing. And it's kind of inspired me with my kids. Of, you know, I don't just leave them in one room watching telly while I cook. I now bring them in, especially for breakfast and things like that.
It's so lovely to do because, you know, we are their role models, right? You know, and so children absorb everything. They see me exercise, they want to get involved. They see me cook, they want to get involved. And if we don't teach our kids to exercise and to cook, where are they going to learn? You know, it's such an important life skill. So when I talk about homeschool, I think, you know, cooking, I think exercise, I think movement, and like all of these things that are so important, like really important life skills that we need for healthy, happy children.
Very true. And thank you again for coming in. You're always welcome here. Joe Wicks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
That's it for today. Brenda and I are back with Christine and Janet tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Have a wonderful afternoon and see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you so much.